We've arrived in Ancheim. Still no wind.
Are these desert places normally supposed to be windy?
When they're the site of the wind crystal they are, this stillness shouldn't be possible. The wind carried all manner of blessings to this land in days past. It was the kingdom's lifeblood.
I see. All the more reason to hurry then. Which way to the temple?
From here, we need only head... we ought to make for... which way is it? Ignore anything she says. Anya's Reese is getting lost to an art form.
I'm impressed you made it to Kaldisla.
Just a moment. My journal details much of Ancheim's topography. A clockwork metropolis, nestled in Harina's sandy bosom. Here, time, above all, is sacred. A massive timepiece crowns the kingdom, fueled as all of Ancheim by the ceaseless currents originating from the Temple of Wind to the south.
Quite thorough, isn't it? Sounds as if you've been here before. Perhaps that book of yours is a travel diary?
I do seem possessed of a certain wanderlust. The normal sort as well. Ooh, perhaps I'll find a train of ex-lovers here among the sands.
Let's be off. We make south.
All present, Lord Marshal. Save the usual tune, at least.
No matter. Let's begin.
I trust word has reached you from Kaldisla. The Knights of the Eternian Sky have fallen to the Vestal.
I'd not thought the girl so bloodthirsty as all that.
It appears she surrounded herself with capable guards. What's more, it pains me to say it, but Idia's whereabouts have been lost amid the chaos.
That is no concern of yours. Do not confuse personal matters with your assigned task, Alternus.
My apologies, Lord Marshal.
Not only did the Sky Knights fail, they've given the Vestal wings. Why they didn't simply kill the child, I'll never know.
Keenly insightful as ever, Victoria. Yet I fear we've need of the Vestal alive.
Have we, Victor? Bah, no matter then. If she fled by air, it's a simple matter to track her. She makes for Ancheim by necessity.
And to the Temple of Wind. Ancheim does face upon the Flor-Cheim Sea.
Of course. Most of the world's seas have gone putrid, but the inner sea remains navigable. That would offer the airship a berth. But what does she aim to do there? Why return to the crystal now? It smells of some sinister plot.
Ancheim is the province of the Cammer and Profiteur merchantry. What say you, Lord Marshal?
We haven't the leisure of chasing the Vestal across the globe and back. We need her in custody now. Tell the merchantry to employ any means they must.
Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Bravely Default. Last time, we took down the knight Argent Heinkel and occupied his airship, the Echelot. After rescuing the king and putting him back on his throne, we made our way towards Ancheim. We're here in the desert near Ancheim, so let's make our way south, see if we can get towards the city. You can kind of see it behind this big canyon of rocks here, so let's move around and make our way towards the inner parts of the city.
Apprehend the Vestal by any means necessary. Seems the Council of Six is growing desperate.
Those were their words. I've relayed them to you. My contract states I'm to receive payment for my troubles from you.
Then your contract is mistaken. I've heard nothing of the sort. Bah, fine. You'll have your fee. but I am taking the small discount. Only fair as a regular customer, eh?
If you must.
Still, this Vestal is quite the little monster, no? To have this Sky Knight so undone. If the margin is high enough, I would tackle a behemoth barehanded. But until I see a profit, I'll not move an inch. Business is business, yes?
Ah, Ancheim. Party chat time. Ancheim, the land of sand and time. I've never expected to find such a clockwork wonder in the middle of the desert. Yeah, it's great, but this heat, I feel gross. The heat was always allayed by a steady breeze, but now the wind is stopped, the air stagnant. What about the water? Is that contraption drawing up drinking water? I believe so. I recall hearing it was quite costly last I was here. Well, it is an impressive machine. Wait, you mean the water? Indeed, I was surprised to learn water came free in Kaldisla. I'd always known it as something to be bought, so you can imagine my delight. More importantly, Agnes, what of the women here? Are they beautiful? Passionate? Devoted? Where would you suggest for a date spot? I'll need a list of good restaurants if you please. Unacceptable. That's the first of many, many, many unacceptables. I'm so excited. What do you got to say, buddy? This is Ancheim, famed for its giant clock and windmill. I'm not surprised by that. So we got an inn right next to the entrance. It's always nice. Hey, adventurer buddy, what you got for me? Excited by your first surreal journey? Good. There's no point if it stops being fun. So while we're here talking to the adventurer, I real quick want to go ahead and mention that the adventurer is another reference to Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light. The adventurer was how you saved your game in that game as well. Wow, that was a little redundant there. But it's nice to see this character back. It's really cool. I like the adventurer. I like their style and their personality. We won't really get to talk to them too much outside of save points, but you know, we can glean some kind of character from this. But also, while we're here, I'm gonna pop in and look at Rende. So I think it's about time that we start looking at this special move shop. So let's go ahead and allocate a few resources there. I think 30 villagers there will be fine. Alongside the special moves shop, we're also going to start upgrading the Valley Parts shop as well, to get some special moves parts. There's also the Cape Parts shop that allows us to get even more special move parts, so let's go ahead and allocate the remaining villagers that we have to this shop. Ancheim's looking good. No, not Ancheim. We're not rebuilding Ancheim. No, Narenda's looking good. But speaking of Ancheim, let's go ahead and explore a little bit more. We got an item shop right here. They got potions, high potions, Phoenix Downs. Okay, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Alright. Then we've got a weapons shop right here. They've got a few things we can get. Oaken Pole, that'll be good for anyone who wants to heal. I could give that to Tiz, since monks do have S rank affinity with staves, but I think I'll hold off on that. There's the Iron Knuckles. I actually am gonna probably buy these. Okay, got those Iron Knuckles for Tiz. Let's check in on what else we can get. We can get the Round Shield. This is a decent defense increase. I'll come back to this though and look around a little bit more. The one thing I saw is that these tricorns are a decent defensive increase. I think I'm gonna grab this on a few of my characters. The two characters that have the lowest defense are Agnes and Idia, so I'm going to grab two of these and give them to the girls. I'm also looking at this Silk Robe right here, and it does increase some magic attack, so I think I'm actually going to be throwing this onto Idia. And I mean, that's most of my money, but it'll be nice. There's an iron bangle right here that wouldn't be bad for increasing HP, but I don't think I'll really need that. Okay, we're all set up right there. Now, is there anything we can sell? I don't think so. Oh, I need to get... Yeah, okay. Actually, I think I'm good. So, last up but not least is the magic shop. We've got level 2 magic here. Level 2 white magic, level 2 black magic, and level 1 magic that we don't know of yet. So protect, shell, arrow, silence, poison, sleep. Honestly, out of these 6 spells, probably the best one, if you had the money to get it, would be arrow. Just to give the white mage a little bit more offensive capabilities, but I'm also subbing black mage on Anyes right now, so this won't be too much of an issue. Honestly, not too crazy. You can get them if you want. I'm not gonna bother with them right now. Wow, that's a very big clock. That is a big clock. Kinda crazy. Anyway, there's a big crowd of people over here.
Silence, one and all! Your king, Camor the Eighth, speaks!
My people, I thank you for your tireless efforts. As you are well aware, our glorious nation's production has suffered a harsh fall since the wind's cessation brought the Grand Mill to a halt. Without nature's former bounty, our turbines went completely still. They sit as silent as the desert night. In the wake of this crisis, you rose up and took matters literally in hand, operating the turbines manually. I, your king, lack words to thank you for your hard work. However, I am much aggrieved to say that energy production is less than 1/5 its former total. At this rate, our proud kingdom, renowned for its unparalleled industry, is doomed to ineluctable decline. I find myself without recourse but to revisit my prior fiat regarding the schedule of all able-bodied citizens. Henceforth, labor shall commence at 0900 hours and will extend beyond the current 1659 until 2059, effective immediately.
What? We're flesh and blood! We need rest!
In so doing, turbine output is expected to rise to 30% of its former value before the wind ceased output of...
Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Grave news!
What? The Vestal? Be calm, my children. I know your pain all too well. My heart bleeds just as yours. But I ask that you join me in remembering the cause of our woes. The Crystal Orthodoxy and the Vestal's indolence. Therein lies the true cause of the wind's absence. And what has the great Vestal done since the air went still? What did she do in the face of your suffering? She abandoned you, fled the country to save herself alone. In this, Ancheim's first and direst hour of need, the Vestal we loved and trusted is powerless or unwilling to help. Though it pains me deeply to tell you of these things, I cannot deny this simple truth. What resolution can be brought about to this terrible crisis? The Crystal Orthodoxy is naught but a hollow creed. What result have years of worship at the altar of the Crystal brought us? Once more I say it. It is by our own hands that we shall push this glorious kingdom ever forward. Onward to still greater glory!
There! Just now, that leer. That was aimed at us!
seems that little speech was for your benefit, Agnes.
It's slander is what it is. That creep's giving you no chance at all to defend yourself.
Agnes.
Agnes's angst. You seemed on edge during that whole speech. You don't have to bottle it all in. I'm no expert, but I'm happy to listen. I cannot deny that the people of Ancheim are dissatisfied with my work as a Vestal. I have no intention of making excuses. But you didn't run away either, right? The king asked me directly. He said that terrible things were happening in Kaldisla and asked that I investigate. Yet now he paints an entirely different picture. I cannot understand his need to lie. Does he bear me some grudge? Have I done him some slight? Do you regret listening to him in the first place? No, I do not regret my time in Kaldisla. Seeing that chasm firsthand showed me precisely what it is I must do. And you met Tiz there too. That's airy. That's hardly... I'm glad you came and saw the chasm too. You've shown me a path forward. Blessed is the person who is needed by someone else. What's this? What are we talking about? Nothing. It's nothing. Then why are you hiding it? Come on, don't leave me out. I want to know. Unacceptable. To me and to Tiz, right, Tiz? Yes, ma'am. That's some nice levity. But, back to serious mode. Let's go give this king a piece of our mind.
Agnes oblige, Vestal of Wind. His Majesty bids you come.
Did you know shields boost evasion as well as defense when equipped? You did, right? That helps keep the enemy's successful hit count to a minimum, sparing you a hefty amount of damage. Thanks for the information, buddy. Yep.
I see you've returned, Vestal. Why then did you not come to me for an audience immediately? I was dreadfully worried, you know. I'd begun to think you'd fallen victim to some terrible accident. So, what of the Kaldislan chasm?
I fear it was worse even than your Majesty had imagined.
So tell me, was it worse than the state of your own nation? Are you even aware of the situation here?
The wind remains still.
And the Grand Mill be calmed. I'm pleased to see you're not totally ignorant. The turbines that form the heart of this kingdom, the greatest symbols of her wisdom, now turn by hand. The hands of our citizens, compulsory labor service. Our survival hinges now upon their sacrifice. And even that will not last forever. We need that mill turning again soon. Not by our citizens' hands, but by the wind. And whose job is it to see that the wind blows, if not the Vestals? I can think of no other value you provide, save that. Anyway, will you now end the suffering your negligence has caused to this land? To its people? Or is that beyond your abilities? Perhaps you would sooner run again, turn away from the plight of your people.
If that is all His Majesty wished to say, I'll be on my way. I haven't the time to waste here.
What? I'll not be spoken to like this! Just whose fault do you think this mess is, girl?
That could have gone better. Not that I blame you for getting mad.
Mad? I felt no anger, only fear. The king frightens me.
His tone was far from pleasant, but he didn't seem dangerous.
The people who had come to hear him speak frighten me the same. Everyone in this city, they see me only as the Vestal, not a human being. I don't know how to speak to them. Just thinking on it sets my legs to trembling.
That explains the tense look you've worn since we've landed here.
Personally, I felt amazing after that little conversation. Did you see his face? It was purple. I nearly laughed out loud.
I tuned him out about halfway through his speech myself. I never did have much attention span for listening to men go on. Now women.
In any case, we'd best hurry to the temple. It's all that I can do.
Blue marks upon the map. Notice a blue mark on your map on the bottom screen? Head there to advance a sub-scenario, or side quests as I'll be calling them from now on. What are sub-scenario side quests? Side quests are your chance to see another side of the asterisk bearers. Follow their stories and lay claim to their asterisks to unlock powerful new jobs. Yeah, that's a good idea. Won't be doing that for a little while, but let's go ahead and look at this party chat. What's this temple? So, what is this temple like exactly? I have no idea what to expect. It is a holy place that has been a center of worship for millennia. To each crystal is wed a Vestal, who spends her lifetime in steady prayer. Vestalings, girls chosen as successors to the Vestals, go to live in the temples. They leave its premises only very rarely. And so, to a Vestal, the temple is also a home. A flower garden with no boys allowed. Be quiet, ring a bell. So, you were inside the temple ever since you became a Vestaling? It was quite rare to leave, save for a few public rites each year. Does that mean you were all alone? Wasn't that hard? I was not alone, no. The Mother Vestal, my predecessor, raised me to serve in her place. And there were the acolytes. They would go into town and purchase all we needed. But you left for this journey. I guess that's proof it's important. No. Even so, I had never intended to leave the temple. Never intended any of this. This episode didn't have any form of combat. It was mostly exploring a new town and watching cutscenes, but this was important, and I think I'm going to leave it off here. So, next time on Bravely Default, we're going to be heading south towards the Wind Temple. So with that, I'll see you soon.